Stand by for Strider, only on RonnRetrobro's channel. Kids love it! What is up, YouTube? Your host with the most, RonnRetrobro, is back, and today we are going to start a new LP as promised to replace Batman. So for those of you that play Capcom games or have ever played Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2, or 3, then you are probably familiar with who Strider is. So we are now playing the game Strider. This is actually a remake of a much older game, but they made the graphics a lot better and the cinematic scenes for it, obviously. So I've never actually played a Strider game before, but I actually know who Strider is because I've played all the Marvel vs. Capcoms 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2 being really awesome, and 3 being a total letdown. But that's another story and another rant for another day. So we're going to try to learn the controls here because, as I said, this is my first time playing the game. I actually saw this game in the background of a video I was watching before, and I was like, oh, it actually looks pretty cool, and I like Strider, so why don't I test out the game? And for the price of only $14.99, why not? Because I can definitely afford that. So going through the gameplay so far, it seems like the controls are really smooth. You really don't have a whole lot of moves yet because it's obviously the beginning of the game, but he has a lot of really cool like ninja style movements, and he can hack and slash really easily. Like, you just cut through things like butter. So it's really fun and it's really addictive because there's just carnage and everything is down. Look at this. Slish, dead. Slice, dead. You can just cut through anything and it's just so much fun. And you're just running around with the little old school ninja stance, looking like this Last Samurai and whatnot. So I'm still messing around with the controls a little bit to see if there's any more moves, because I feel like there's probably a lot more moves than what I'm doing right now. So I'm kind of just like fiddling around with my controller just to see what everything does. So if it looks really weird that I'm kind of just like hopping around for no apparent reason, that's why, because I'm actually trying to see what the other buttons do. Wrecked. I could do this all day. Like, his blade is extremely OP. Oh my. Why did that look so powerful? I mean, it really didn't do anything because it just knocked him up in the air and he was still alive, but it really looked pretty painful. Like that flash of light, I thought that was like his life, but no, he just floated in the air and lived. So one of the other things I am trying to get used to here is, well, what I'm supposed to be doing, because I really don't know the plot of the game. And as you see with the scene that happened at the beginning, they really didn't say anything. I mean, obviously for copyright reasons I had to have the sound down so you couldn't hear it, but since I could hear it, I'm gonna let you know that nothing was said. So I really have to figure out what exactly we're supposed to be doing here. But on the positive note, while I try to figure out what we're supposed to be doing, I have plenty of ample time to just cut things up while we think about it. So while I think about and figure out what we have to do, things and people will be dying. And that kind of makes me feel better about my problems. I know that makes me a terrible person, but moving on. So we now have the slide assault, and it's telling me about the move, but it's not telling me how to do the move. Now, judging that this is my first time playing the game and we're let's playing together to see generally how the gameplay is and whether I like it or not, so far I do like the game, but that's kind of a no-go for me. Like, I feel like the description of what I should have, how to use it or what I should do here should have been it. Okay, so one came on the screen now and it's saying L and A. Okay, so it's saying L and A. So are they talking about my L button or my L trigger? What are they talking about here? Not really sure what to do here. L and A together. It keeps saying that, but it's not really describing what L is. Like, I'm trying the left button Okay, and I'm jumping around because I really don't know what to do, so I'm kind of anxious here. Looking at this, it's not really telling me anything at all, so that's not really helping. How to play? No, it's really not explaining much either. Well, not to the extent of what we need right now. Alrighty. So, what are they talking about exactly? It's really aggravating that I don't know what to do here. And I'm just trying a bunch of buttons at this point because they didn't really describe what L is. Oh, okay. I get it. If you look at that little circle that said L, they meant the left stick. The left stick is also considered the L button when you push it in. That's actually a rule for not only the PS3 and PS4, but like all the Xbox generations too. I'm used to playing a lot older games and not really a lot of the newer games on like the consoles, so that was a term I kind of forgot there. So I totally derped on that one. At the same time, if you look at where it says L, there was a little small arrow touched that circle. So it was saying press down on the L stick and then A to actually do the slide. Now keep in mind, since it was a little small arrow attached to that little circle that said L, it was really hard to see that it was saying down on the L stick. So even though I kind of derped on not knowing the terminology, which kind of shows my noobness here, that was still a terrible way to describe it. But at the same time, remember, this game is only $14.99, so for such a cheap price, you really can't complain for something that small, even though in our case, that was a big issue for all the time it took. Okay, so I can hang on walls, but I'm still trying to, well, obviously learn how to maneuver on the wall. Like, I'm trying to see if I can kind of like ninja jump or just climb up. Still trying to adjust to it right now. By next episode, I should have the buttons down a lot better and things should be smoother. But since this is the first episode of the Let's Play, and my first Let's Play of this Let's Play, I'm still learning while I share the experience with y'all. I know there's a lot of gamers that like to just do things, be perfect at it, and then be like, oh, I'm a super pro, so I'm going to give you this game completely perfect so I look like I'm super amazing. Well, I think part of doing a Let's Play is for it to just be fun and enjoyable and to share experiences with people. Now, if I wanted it to be completely perfect, I would do a walkthrough for y'all, but this is a Let's Play, so you get to see all the nitty-gritty of me sucking as I progress through the game and this wonderful story. So I hope you guys enjoy me noobing it up for this episode. Okay, so I can climb up the walls too. That's not bad at all. Oh, and I can climb on these. Pretty cool. Strider is a beast. Like, I'm still getting used to the controls, but he can practically do anything except double jump just yet, which I know is a power of his that he gets eventually, and I can't wait till we do, because getting used to these controls and single jumping means I kind of gotta time my jumps and they gotta be perfectly, and falling all the way down and have to climb up like that again is just a tad bit irritating. Just a tad. Catch this work for sleeping on your job. Supposed to be guarding the edge and you ain't. This is for having really slow reflexes. I stood directly in your face, you looked at me and you still didn't fire. That's what happens when you push cakes and you don't pull the trigger. Alright, so one thing I can tell you guys, since I'm obviously doing edits and stuff on this, is one of the things I didn't catch at the beginning of playing this that I'm starting to see now is if you look at the bottom left corner of that map and the type right corner of my screen, you can see that there is not only numbers but an M sign, which clearly stands for meters. So when those numbers are going down, that indicates that you are going in the proper direction. Now I did find a little bit further in this LP that sometimes you have to ignore it, which makes, well, absolutely no sense to me to why that's a thing, considering that looks like the only thing that really helps navigate you through this game. But anywho, that is the best way, well, the best thing to use as a guidepost in this game. So now that I have actually realized that, well, at that point I realized that, I went in this direction because I see that's where I needed to go. Later on, you'll see where you'll actually follow that as a guidepost and it actually doesn't work. I'm still not sure entirely why that happens, but you'll see what I'm talking about a little further on throughout this part of the LP. So it's actually pretty cool that we kind of hang down here like this because he can't shoot us right now. So there's nothing he can do, but it is smart that he's kind of standing there because he was in a perfect position to shoot us as we were coming up. Luckily for us, he's a complete idiot because he stood there for quite a long time before he decided to fire. And thanks to you not firing and killing me when you had the chance when I was climbing out the wall, your friends will pay for your insolence. So, okay, let's see. Where are we supposed to be going? Can we go down that road to the left? No. So we're gonna have to go here, which I was kind of skeptical about at first because it just looks weird to kind of climb up on the thing that's shooting at you to destroy it. But I guess that's common in Strider games, and since it's my first game, I wouldn't have known that. And I stand there all cool, like, ha. I have defeated the enemy. Time to enter the door. Have my little victory pose. Okay, so that's a healing machine. Not too bad. I wonder when I start getting more health, because if you look at my health right now, you don't get a lot of it. I mean, you pretty much just Shrek everything anyway, but I kind of feel like there's going to be a point in this game that I'm obviously going to need more health. And I would kind of like to see it now, just to be safe. Okay, so this is actually around the part that issue I was talking about happens, where you kind of follow the guidepost. See? It was going down a minute ago. Now I'm continuing to go this way, and it's going up. So it made me feel like I was going the wrong way. So then I went back this way and it started going down again. So I keep going this way and now it's going up again. Like, really? Where am I supposed to go? If I can't rely on you, meter landmark navigation thing, then what am I supposed to rely on to play? I need you, but you ain't helping. Like, this is exactly what I was talking about. Like, what am I supposed to know what to do here? We didn't get any type of instructions on screen. The game gave you the idea that you kind of follow this as a guidepost to get places. And now, no matter where I go, it's just going haywire. Like, how was I ever supposed to figure this out? So now we're just like climbing things and kind of looking around to see if we can find something, because clearly this navigator is like useless now for some reason. Okay, so we're going through here. Go ahead and wreck these guys. Kind of makes me feel better about being lost. Okay, so we need to go up, I guess, because, well, going all the way back will take us outside, which, okay, it says to pass through, press, okay, I got you. So it's down in A like you do to slide, but when you're on pavement like that, it just makes you go down instead of sliding. So then to go up would obviously be up with the L stick and A. You know, the reverse response, it mirrors. Okay, so there was nothing down here. It just told me to go down here, So the one time you give me directions is useless. I see you, game. Nice and trolly. Okay, so this time we're gonna go up. And considering we went everywhere else, this has to be the right way. Continuing on. Okay, and we go further up now. And the numbers are starting to go back down again. So hopefully that means we're going the right way and this thing isn't just going crazy again. Well, there's more enemies up here, so I would hope that's a good sign, but considering last time we went the wrong way and there were still enemies, I can't even say that would be a good judge of character. But sliding through a barricade that was clearly not broken yet, I would say that's a good sign. Not to mention the numbers are going significantly lower than last time, so I would say we're actually making progress again. Yay! So I'm slicing this thing and nothing is happening. So maybe, just maybe, we need to go up again? Pretty much it was telling me like access denied. So like that's what made me take the assumption that I needed to go up further, because I thought I had to destroy that thing at first, and then like it says access denied like in a really low voice. So the first couple of times it said it, well, honestly I couldn't hear it over the sound of my blade just slicing through things. Like why the voice was a lot lower than my sword slices, I don't know, but it took a while before I actually heard what it was saying. And then when I realized that it was saying access denied, I was like, okay, well, we obviously have to explore some more. And here we go. So whatever we need for access should be deeper into this room. Oh, we got a mid-boss. Time to catch this work. Ooh, they call him an elite guard. And his name is really crappy. Mid-boss. So let's give him this work. Oh, you think you raw because you could teleport, huh? But when you get hit, you leave instantly. You can't take no hits. Oh, okay, okay. So he has super armor at that one point. So I gotta kind of time his movements of when he does it. Okay, so he's gonna teleport, 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 teleport again, and then the super frames. Okay, I really gotta work on the timing of that. That was a really long, drawn out kind of segment before he kind of super armored up. It was so many times that I really didn't pay attention to the count. So that's why I just decided to start jumping and slicing, because the range I have of my sword, even jumping, is a decent amount of range to hit him without getting hit. And now that we have cut the souls out of them, or whatever those plus signs are that heal your health, I'm just going to call them souls because they give me life, we will press on. And there's what we need. I think it's really cool that in this game, when you kind of do stuff like this, 1 second. Ah, there we go. So a little mess up there, but everything is good now. But like I was saying, I find it really interesting that in this game, when you do stuff like complete tasks that you need to, like in this case, actually getting the access codes, it's like, congratulations, you have acquired the access codes to continue on with your mission. You now have the power to double jump. Don't understand how collecting access codes gave me the power to double jump, but I will take it. So moving along, we now have shield enemies. And I was exaggerating about the whole double jump thing, but it did give us a new power. This whole giant wide blade thing that you see I did is actually a new move, and the way it works is that by charging the X button for a little while, you do a more extended long sword kind of slice, and that slice is strong enough to cut through things like the shields of these new enemies you have, as well as possibly barricades and stuff, from what it says. So as you see, my regular slice ain't cutting through it, so this is why you use this one. See, works just like I said it did. Okay, so we didn't really get access keys, but our charge strike for some reason changes the access code. Not really sure why that works that way. See? And that guy tried to act all like he was hard body. I told you he's a mid-boss. 2 of them came down this time. You know you worthless when there's clones of you. Ooh, so this guy has newer combos, but he got wrecked faster, so he's still whack. Oh, and 2 more of these dudes came. You can make like 7 of you mid-boss. You do not want the work. So you think cause you teleport above me, you ain't gonna catch this work? I mean, come on now. Bang. Did you see the look on his face when he got hit? Whoops, I kind of missed there. At least with the wide shot I did. That fatality kill. Cause he's officially been chopped and screwed. So, progressing on. So, at this point now... Okay, that's that healing thing again. Cool. So, at this point now... We gotta go all the way back to where we were before. And do our slice to open the door. Which I still don't understand why it works like that. But, okay. Moving along. Well, this is pretty cool. Oh, is this thing a boss? Yeah. Dramatic scene. Roaring. Big enough for me to ride on. This is all the signs and symptoms of a boss fight. So we have a few dramatic scenes. It looks like the ceiling opens and our boss fight will be in the sky. Let's see how long this takes to load. Well, loading times look pretty decent on this game. That wasn't extremely long. Okay, so I was trying to jump up, not across like that, but that's apparently what happens when you try to jump on this thing. So you can't jump, or it makes you jump diagonally like that and you die. So we're just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way and climb up fast and time dodging the well, yeah, that is electricity. At first I just thought it was kind of just glowing the glow. I mean, this is early morning, so glowing the glow sounds extremely stupid. I know, comment section. But it's like 5 AM right now, so at the time when it glowed, I was just like, ooh, pretty lights. And not thinking that the electricity was going to hit me, because when you're tired, you derp sometimes. But, moving on, we are almost up the mechanical dragon's body. Okay, and it's telling us we hit those things. Finally, they're giving tips on point. I think this game is learning the Let's Play while I'm learning the Let's Play. It's like lesson 1. Make sure the player and user has tips on time. Not bad game. Nice and learn as we play. So these winds are extremely strong and it's pushing us back. I'm trying to go forward right now, but it's not happening. So Okay, we were able a little bit forward right now, but it kind of makes me feel like I don't know, like it's part of the boss fight to be thrown back like that. Alright, so I'm destroying these things. Okay, and it's pushing me back again. So every time I try to go forward, I just keep getting pushed back. So does that mean I have to go this way? And no, I just got knocked off now, which kills me. So clearly I didn't have to go that way. But I don't understand how to progress forward if it's just going to keep blowing me like that. Like, when do I ever get to move ahead? Okay, so it's allowing me to move ahead a lot faster this time than before. So I guess I was just being a little too preemptive ahead of time, and I just had to wait and let it push me back twice. Why you have to wait so long before you can go ahead, I'm not exactly sure, but apparently that's what you're supposed to do, and I was just rushing to get ahead and I died because of it. So now we're making some progress. We finally got to get the head and we're giving it some damage, and now it's gonna blow us back. But at least this time we know that it's gonna be annoying like this a little bit, and then eventually we'll get to move forward. Now, one thing I'm really curious to know is there any way to, like, I don't know, not get blown back as much from the wind? There probably is, and I just don't know how to do it. Now that I'm looking at this as I'm commentating, maybe I should have tried that little, you know, the downslide. Maybe that could have helped through the wind. I should have tried that just to see what would have happened. Like, I just have this feeling that the wind should not have affected me that much. Okay, and here it goes again. Okay, this time it's letting me move forward again, so I guess that's just the pattern. You get punked twice by the wind, and then after it does two big blowbacks, you can actually move up and hit this thing. So that's just the pattern of the boss battle, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's kind of stupid that it drags on like that. I think it just makes it prolonged for no reason, but that's the way they chose to do it. So let's go ahead and slice this thing up real quick. And again with the wind, but it's not as bad just because of the angle that this thing is on. So let's hurry up and destroy this as quick as we can, because this boss fight was annoying. So at this point now, ladies and gents, it is getting late. So whenever this loading screen stops and then it auto saves, then we'll go ahead and close off the episode. This loading screen is a lot longer than the last one we just had. I guess it's because a boss fight just ended, so it takes a little longer to load, or maybe there's like supposed to be a movie scene or something like this afterwards. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll find out in a second. Okay, yeah, there was like a movie scene after it, so it took so long to load because it had a cinematic scene after it. Okay, and the scene is done, so next episode we will continue off where we are now. If you like the Strider series, like, comment, subscribe, and as usual, I'm RonnRetrobro, and I'm signing out. Night, everybody. What is up, YouTube? Your host with the most, RonnRetrobro, is back for another episode.